Joining me now is Republican Congressman of Florida and member of the House Armed Services Committee, Michael Waltz is here. Congressman, great to have you on the show.
Good to be with you.
Congressman, please help me on this. Joe Biden wants to spend more money, more government money, to stop inflation. Explain to me how this works.
Well, Grant, first, I'm with you on the bacon, right? If we can't have more bacon, that's an angry America, and that's going to blow back on him big time. But look, this is what I want folks to understand. Before Biden started his spending spree, and let me tell you, in Washington, D.C. right now, the printing presses are white hot. But before he even began, there was $1 trillion sitting in the system, in the federal government pipeline from last year and the COVID relief bills, still unspent. Since then, the left has passed $1.9 trillion on top of that. They're now talking about another $3.5 trillion with what they're calling social infrastructure. That's the free everything bill, childcare, college, babysitters, elderly care, you name it. The bipartisan deal is another $600 billion. And then we normally have, our normal budget, which is $1.5 trillion. So all told, they're talking about $10 trillion between last year and what they want to do this year. And look, this is on top of the bailouts that went to the blue states. California is still handing out state stimulus checks, the unemployment supplement that's still going in a lot of blue states. I mean, it is flooding the zone with money on top of what blue states are doing and on top of what the Fed is doing. It is no surprise then we're seeing inflation, and we're right back to Jimmy Carter era in the 1970s. We're seeing Jimmy Carter economy, Jimmy Carter foreign policy, and Jimmy Carter kind of weakness and incompetence in the White House right now.
Congressman, you know what happened after Jimmy Carter did all these things. He got voted out of office in a landslide, which is what I see coming. Let me play a clip from you, though, about Joe Biden talking about inflation, which just shows just how clueless he actually is. Let's roll this.
There's nobody suggesting there's unchecked inflation on the way. No serious economist. That's totally different. I mean, look, the stock market is higher than it has been in all of history.
No serious economist. Janet Yellen just said we're at least months of inflation going on. Just about every serious economist I've talked to says this inflation's not going to stop.
Yeah, and don't forget, right, the COVID didn't come from Wuhan either. That was a conspiracy theory. So let him keep spewing his nonsense. But here's why he's talking about this today. We're seeing this, Grant, in our polling numbers, that Americans are waking up and they're either extremely worried or very worried, to the tune of 80 to 85% of Americans, about the rise of cost of living, about inflation, about future taxes, and about the value of their dollar going downward. And we're seeing that reflected in the stock market today. And the other piece that is, I think encouraging for this wake-up call in the country is over 50% are tying inflation directly to government spending. So they're not buying into that nonsense. And look, we warned them last year in the campaign that the progressives would be the tail wagging the dog and that Biden would be a Trojan horse for progressives. And we're seeing it in Cuba right now, right?
Boy.
This kind of economic policy, this top-down socialism, has never worked, will never work, and isn't going to work here in the United States.
Well, the sad part is we're seeing it in Cuba. We're starting to see it in the United States, which is what is really, really scary. Congressman Michael Waltz, I appreciate all you do up there. Thank you so much for coming on the program tonight.
All right. See you soon.